In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, viewers around the world. You are welcome to another beautiful edition of our program, Face to Face. Face to Face is the program we bring notable Nigerians in the diaspora, Nigerians in back home, also in Nigeria, to dialogue with them. My name is Matt Godwin Iweajuwan, and we're here on this 10th day of August 2025. I'm here with my coordinators, wonderful partners, network partners, right there in UK, London. Is our lady Marlene. Lady Marlene. How are you, Lady
Good
Marlene?
evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm good. And you?
I'm well.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see you. Sunday is a good day to hang out. And that's what we've come to do. Also joining us from Toronto, Canada is our big man, Sir George Chukwu. Georgie.
Hey, Mike Godwin, hello, and Lady Marlene, greetings from Canada.
Yes,
good evening. To viewers from around the world, welcome you to our face-to-face interview today.
Nice. It's good to have you too, guys. It's a special day because there is a special organization that runs out of Nigeria. We talk of Nigerians in the diaspora, and today we are having face-to-face with Star Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi. Star Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi is the chairman NIDO Europe, coordinating chairman also NIDO Worldwide, and he's here with us. Chibuzo, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers. Thank you, Godwin, Lady Marlene, and my friend Sir George. Thank you, everyone.
Good.
Good to hear from
you. Nice. Chibuzo, we want to dialogue with you on this very, very heavy organization that's been running for years now. I will start with the first question, then Lady Marlene and George will take it too. We want to know what's the state of NIDO? What's the state of situation in NIDO presently?
Yeah, thank you for that question. But for the viewers, I think it would be nice for me to start by
introduction.
A bit of what is NIDO even, so that they can get to the picture and get to the gist of what we face to face. Okay. So Nigerians in Diaspora Organization is what we call NIDO. The people in America, they call it NIDO, and some call it NIDO. It's all okay. We accept because we are diverse. It was established to harness the potentials of Nigerians in diaspora for homeland development. So bear that in mind. The focus is homeland development. And we are found in 5 different continental bodies. We have the NIDO Africa, we have NIDO Asia, NIDO Americas, NIDO Oceania, and NIDO Europe. I happen to lead and be the chairman of NIDO Europe. And as the chairman of NIDO Europe, we meet, the 5 continental bodies do meet from time to time, and we rotate the chairmanship of those. So currently, I'm the coordinating chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Worldwide, which is made up of these 5 continental bodies. So that's it about NIDO. And we are doing well. We continue to focus on homeland development. And I think we are getting there. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Unmute yourself. Unmute.
Hey, sorry. Yes, a follow-up to that before Lady Marlene comes in. Yes, you've just said NIDO represents Nigerians outside Nigeria, and is an association of Nigerian professionals, as we know, and a community of like minds. Now, what is the present situation of the NIDO, the one you chair? How is it going so far?
Yeah, as we brothers and sisters, we always will have some disagreement here and there. Currently, we have a little group of people that we call them former members of NIDO that have decided to constitute themselves and call themselves NIDO Europe. It's not unheard of. In NIDO Africa, we have a group also of people saying that NIDO Africa. What is interesting in all of this is we are all fighting to give back to Nigeria. So if we're fighting to give back to Nigeria, everybody's welcome on board. Welcome, let's give back to Nigeria. The only thing we ask is not to denigrate this great organization. We've come a long way, and it's time for us to focus on homeland development and not focusing on giving back when we can all give back together. The more the merrier. So if you hear about any squabbles in NIDO Europe, it's just noise making. We know the authentic NIDO Europe. Go to it's easy to verify. Go to the company house where NIDO Europe is registered. It's a registered association. It belongs to professionals. Go there to the company house, search NIDO Europe Board of Trustees or members. You see the rightful board members. So it's not a question for debate or argument. It's there to be verified. And as well, speak to the past leadership. NIDO did not start today. We have continental chairman that you can speak to. We have a previous chairman of the NIDO Europe. That's a long list of them. You can speak to them. We know where we are going. We are focused for homeland development. And every noise out there is just noise making. But believe me, so far as we are all focused to give back to Nigeria, I welcome that anyone. And that's why we are happy to see that Nigerians in diaspora.
Okay. I think it looks as if there's a slight glitch there. Yeah.
I think I've lost you.
We lost a little, but don't worry. We got you covered. You use the phrase, the more the merrier. Also here in the network, the more the merrier. So we're bringing in one of our coordinator from the London, UK, Fiona Akanu. Fiona Akanu, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, Fiona. Good to see you again.
Hi, Sir George. Hello, hi.
Okay.
Oh, Sir Ubochi has gone off.
I think he has network issue. Okay. I was going to come to Lady Marlene with your question. Lady Marlene, we lost him anyway. We lost Ubochi, but yeah.
I think we should hold on a bit because, you know, my question is I used to be a member of NIDO, so I really need to ask him what I wanted to ask. I'm shocked to what I'm hearing. Brother is behind the scene, Godson Azu. Is he supposed to be part of the program? Or is it just listening?
No, don't worry. Yeah, they are coordinators of the team that goes around with the chairman. You know, the chairman will have his cabinet.
Okay.
Yeah. So good. You all heard what he said. We asked how so far what NIDO is. George, I know you have your question. Let's bring in Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi. Let's bring him in again. We hope your network is steady now. Is the network okay now?
Hopefully it is.
Was that me or someone else? I'm not sure.
It was you.
It was your network that took us off.
It's okay. It's okay.
I do apologize. I thought I'm having a good connection, but it do happen at times. Yeah.
Yes, it do happen. All right. So, Barrister, my coordinators will go on with their own questions. Then we'll take it through. So let's start with the lady. Marlene, you were going to ask.
Good evening again, and welcome back to the show. I have serious concern about what I'm hearing. First off, I'm sure you know I used to be a member of NIDO. There were circumstances that warranted my exiting, which was also this sort of problems. Why we Nigerians cannot get our acts together. I do not know. It was after the election they did when I was still there, that it was still dragged to another people getting kicked out. with what I just saw this evening was that 4 high-profile members were suspended, including Pastor Omarabon, who I used to think was one of the founding members. But then my question now is, suspending them, is it no violation of your constitution in NIDO? And also, I was told the BOT has asked you to reinstate them. You've explained to us there's problem. We don't know what the problems are. You haven't told us what the problems were. But whatever it is there no way that Nigerians can actually come together, stay together, and do things peacefully?
Okay, thank you. It's good to know you are a member of NIDO, and I still consider you a member of NIDO. You might just take a break, and we are looking forward to having you back. You mentioned Pastor Peter. I wouldn't want to go into naming people or calling names. Let's not wash our own dirty lemons in public. We have issues, just like any other organization, be it in Nigeria or be it even in globally. Every organization do have issues from time to time. But what I'm focused on is that NIDO is about giving back to Nigeria. If we are fighting to give back to Nigeria, welcome our gifts. If you said to me, there's someone, no matter the name of the person, wants to develop Nigeria better than me, guess what I'll do? I'll welcome that person and say, thank you very much. I'll even clap for that person for giving back to Nigeria. That's what NIDO is focused on. Suspending membership is about human relationship. If we are not getting along within one umbrella organization, then sometimes there's distraction here and there. And it might be good to ask some people to maybe stay back a little bit. Let's talk. And because matters are still in courts and things like that, it's difficult for me to just come up and say everything that's going on within NIDO at the moment. But what I think we should focus on is the giving back. Are we all giving back? Ethically, not giving back in a clandestine way. So we should give back, raise money from ourselves, from donors, from any help, then give back to Nigeria ethically. And that's what we are focused on. And believe me, I welcome everybody that gives back to Nigeria.
So have you ever, sorry to cut you short, so have you ever given back? Have you ever given back? NIDO.
One thing you should be rest assured, there's a program called A Week In and for Nigeria. I conceptualized that project. So that project, what does that project stand for? It means if you can go into Nigeria for a week annually, do so. If you cannot go to Nigeria for a week annually, give for Nigeria by donating a week of your wages. So what I will ask is, Lady Marlene, can you give a week to Nigeria? Either by going to Nigeria, a week in Nigeria, or a week for Nigeria by donating your week's wages to Nigeria. That was my concept. So by initiating that concept, you know that I'm back. I do so annually, even for more than a week. And I'm always in July, I'm always in Nigeria giving back.
A follow-up to that sounds beautiful. Sorry, gentlemen. Let me just say this before George comes in. George from Toronto, Canada. So giving back also, what was the plan in rebranding this groovy Abuja on the 15th of December and the 13th of December? Is there a plan for that? Do you have that arrangement?
We are currently having talks with the management and the promoters of that arrangement. Everything that adds to Nigeria, remember, that's always my focus. We are in to support it. It doesn't matter who initiates it. So we are currently in talks with the promoters. We are looking at a worldwide diaspora involvement. It's not only about NIDO Europe. As the coordinating chair of Nigerians in diaspora worldwide, I will be speaking to the chairman of NIDO Americas. Remember, when we use America, we add an S to the end because it means Canada, North America, and South America. So I was speaking to the current chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization Americas, Dr. Ubani. I also be speaking to the coordinators of NIDO Asia. I'm speaking to Professor Franca in China. I've spoken to Dr. Lois in Thailand. So these are all people I know personally. in Africa, we're also speaking to Professor Jude, we're speaking to Ambassador Titus, we're speaking to a lot of people. So we want to make it a diaspora engagement. So while we're grooving in Abuja, the diaspora in their mass also join in grooving. It's not coming to take NIDO Europe as one single entity. We are looking at diaspora engagement as one united Nigerians in diaspora. We are all one united Nigerians in diaspora. And that's what I fight for. That's what I lobby, and that's what I crave for. And that's why we give back as diaspora and not individuals. Thank you.
Powerful words there. Now let's have George. George will come strong on you, Sabuchi. Ubochi. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, Sabuchi, what a pleasure having you among us. I myself was a member, I was a young member of a diaspora in NIDO here in Toronto, Canada, in Canada actually. And I discovered that leadership in diaspora organization can be very complex because NIDO does not exist anymore in Canada because there came a lot of squabble and actually ended up in court, that to the point where the winner held on to the name NIDO and would not allow anybody else to use it locally. That's why we don't have NIDO here anymore. So, but what would you say have been your biggest challenges in uniting members under one common vision? Because what I'm seeing here is a lot of people that are self-centered in their attitudes, and the way that they pursue things will come and they will bring division because things are not going their own way. They're not looking in the same direction together with you. If not, there could have been a solution. So what would you consider to be the biggest challenge in uniting members under one common vision?
Yeah, thank you for that question. It's a beautiful question because put something in mind. I only took over this role 3rd of May. So that's less than 3 months ago, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
May, 3rd of May, June, July, we're in August. But so far, what have I done? I've introduced the Nigerians in Diaspora Anthem, something that brings us all together. But we are focusing on NIDO Anthem as we speak now. A NIDO Anthem that brings us, you may look at it as something very minute. But once you sing the NIDO Anthem together, it begins to bond us and bring us together as one family. So that's one thing I've done. I've already currently drafting a bill for the Nigerian Diaspora Month. We want a month in Nigeria where all diasporans can earn as their own and do better things. Remember, I talked about a week in Nigeria. Now I'm not only asking for a week, we're asking for a month for diasporans. Then talk about the divisions. In Abuja, on the 24th of July this year, we had a diaspora walk. I did not call it Nigerians in Diaspora Europe walk. I did not say it was Chibuzo's walk for the voting right. We made it a Nigerian diaspora, which means all factions, all divisions, no matter who you are, come together. Let's work together. We held hands. Those of us even speaking from different sides of the mouth or having different beliefs, all held hands. I will march from the Unity Fountain to the National Assembly together as one diaspora. So those divisions is noted, but guess what? We are going to resolve it. And I will place a position to take that leadership, and I will ensure that NIDO becomes one, Nigerian diaspora become one, and then we achieve all of these things. In less than 3 months, things have happened. Then guess what will happen in the next couple of months? And I'm putting those things in perspective, and we definitely will get there. And I'll come back to this hopefully I'll come back to your program, and I'll tell you how far we've gone. The Nigerians in diaspora is one united Nigerian diaspora, just as we have one united Nigeria.
No, in a follow-up question to that is this, actually, because it's comment plus a question. Since you've been in there for 3 months or 4 months, thereabout, we're in August right now, would you consider that the status quo that they were used to, where it's all sitting down in your office and doing absolutely nothing, but because you have become so proactive in your visionary leadership, that's why you're getting all these challenges?
Yeah. The challenges, I think challenges comes because we are all human beings. We all strive to gain power. So sometimes some people don't learn how to transit. For me, as I say, I was former chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora UK South. Immediately was the 4 years end of tenure. I handed over the same day, transferred the bank details, did everything. I handed over the same day that I that elections were conducted. So it's for us to continue to encourage others to emulate that transit power. You can't stay in as a leader of Nigerians in diaspora for 10 years, 5 years, and you are still there. What are you doing there? Train the young ones, especially the second generation Nigerians, the third generation Nigerians, and pass over this powers to them. And before you know it, this squabble of who is the leader will definitely subside. And my prayers is that when I engage with these leaders from other factions, they should see sense in what I'm talking about. Let us come together and plan to hand over power, the leadership to the next generation. And those people causing this problem, they are the first generation. And I think it's time for us to start to plan to leave for the second generation to take over.
That is it. By the way, you need to connect with Dr. Ibe in Russia because he's the president of NIDO there too. So maybe you can get some help.
Yeah. I think Dr. Ibe, I've spoken to him. He's part of our NIDO Europe, and he's a staunch member of NIDO Europe. He's part of the team that is that we have 23 chapters in NIDO Europe, and he's part of it. He's one of our leaders.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Good insight. Thank you, George. Thank you, Sir Ubochi. You're giving insight there, and let's look at some of the comments coming in. There's somebody here. There's a young man here, Victor in Jema, says, "Right on, Sir Ubochi." Now you have your fans following you too. Awesome. Okay, let's come to the questions. Will be going around like a boomerang. So, but we need to have our diva Fiona Kanu from UK, London, to give a question. Fiona, go ahead.
Thank you, Sir Ubochi. It's a pleasure to actually be here. I have also been a member of NIDO, so it's slightly alarming that the 4 people here have talked about having been past members of NIDO. These internal wranglings, we've heard about them for many, many, many years. I've even witnessed some of them face to face. So I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But my question is really more about, I hear what you're saying about togetherness, or we're all one, we're going to get together and everything. What does this look like for us? I know it's a non-partisan affair, and I don't want to kind of include NIDCOM in the conversation, but what does all this Nigerians in diaspora look like in terms of power, in terms of politics, in terms of influence that we can have at the grassroots? Because it's all well and good for us to remit money, it's all well and good for us to say all these pleasant things. What does this all look like when it talks about having power within the Nigerian political structure?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I don't think you should remove NIDCOM from what we do. Picture this. NIDCOM comes from the angle of the government. Okay. NIDO comes from the angle of the citizens. So we are the citizens, we are concentrating on NIDO. Let NIDCOM fall under the government and do what they do as a government body. When it comes to NIDO, we are all citizens, and I believe the 4 of you that have indicated or that were previous members should come back, join NIDO. The leadership is changing, and believe me, if we work together, we will change Nigeria. Gone are those days where you see one doctor go to Nigeria and do something, a second doctor goes to Nigeria and do something. It doesn't make any impact. But if they team up together and go together as Nigerians in diaspora, the impact will be felt. And that's why on the 24th of July, we held hands together as one Nigerian diaspora, and we marched to the National Assembly to vote, to ask for the right to vote. We met the right people, and I think that promise is there. We know it has a political inclination, and it's about a political will, but we are trying to break that political will to make sure that they understand that we are Nigerians. It's not our remittances of money. My last interview on Arise talked about professionals. We saw what our Falcon, our women football team did. We saw what the basketball team did. How many diasporans were there? Lots of them were from diaspora. So it's not all about the remittances. These are professionals from diaspora going back and playing for Nigeria and making sure that Nigeria gets that victory. So we are a force. So we only have to come together. And that's why I'm pleading on everyone listening to me and to 4 of you, come back. let's take NIDO and make it work. And believe me, once it works, Nigeria will be better off for it.
Okay, to follow on from what you said, because politics is the root. That's the rule that we abide by. So the political parties, when they refer to diaspora, they tend to refer to it as an afterthought. Is there going to be any alliance between? I mean, one political party, which I won't mention, has considered the diaspora to be the 7th geopolitical zone. Is there any thinking in the NIDO corridors of power to align with a party that will do that, or are you going to remain non-partisan?
We are governed by a constitution, and the constitution is clear that we are non-partisan. So we will remain non-partisan. But that doesn't mean we cannot continue to put pressure on the right doors. It doesn't mean we cannot continue to lobby. You know how NIDCOM came to play. It was in 2017 when we attended. We were there, we lobbied, and we got the commission because we stood together and asked for it. We used our different contacts and we made sure we had it. So the diaspora voting will come in play as well. We just have to be united. Once we are united, we don't need we won't be begging the political parties to recognize us as Nigerians. Because without my voting right, I feel I'm not a complete Nigerian. If I'm having a British passport that is a secondary passport to me, and I can vote with that secondary passport, why can't I vote with my green passport that I'm so proud of? And that's why we are asking them that we need to get to that stage where Nigerians in diaspora feel completely Nigerian. And believe me, the younger generation might not be able to remit money to Nigeria the way we are doing now. I continue to make remittances to Nigeria, not only as an investment, but to my parents. Both of my parents are alive. I remit money to them, to my brothers, to my sisters. But my children will not be able to remit the same money to me because I will not be in Nigeria, or I may still be in both countries. So they will not be able to remit money to Nigeria. But once we give them this right to vote and make them feel part of Nigeria, they will have reasons to still believe Nigeria belongs to them and they will invest in Nigeria. Let's not stop that investment. Giving them the right to vote, giving us the right to vote, passing on to our children, will make them believe Nigeria belongs to them, and they will fight tooth and nail to make sure Nigeria is developed and remit money to Nigeria. So the remittances will fall in the next 10, 20 years. Believe me, it will fall, except we are meant to be part of Nigeria, and our children are meant to be part of Nigeria through that voting rights.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi. Viewers, you are tuned into Face to Face with SSM, and we're here with the chairman of NIDO Europe, coordinating chairman NIDO Worldwide too. Gentlemen, let's go have some small glass of water. We're coming back, Sir Barrister. There are some more tough questions, so sit tight and we'll be back.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, you're welcome again. Viewers, you are still tuned to Face to Face. And today we're here with Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi, Chairman NIDO Europe. Barrister, this one is similar to what Fiona asked. You talked about being non-partisan. Now, the headquarters, the parent organization of NIDO in Nigeria, NIDCOM, has the chair lady, Honorable Abike Dabiri, and we know that she is a staunch member of APC. We've seen her coordinate affairs for APC. We've seen her MC occasions for APC. Now, how do we put that? That you're told not to be partisan, and the headquarters is still involved in APC party. Tell us, what's that?
Thank you for that question. The simple thing, as I said in my illustration, is picture NIDCOM under Honorable
government
Abike as the government arm of what the diaspora, and then picture NIDO as the citizens arm. So the government is a government. It can be APC today, tomorrow it can be any other party. It won't, so they can be changing. But we, the citizenship, we are NIDO, we are apolitical, and we are non-partisan. But it doesn't mean individual members of NIDO cannot become members of a political party. So individually, you can become a member of any political party you want. But as a body, NIDO will not support any party. So similarly, NIDCOM, or the government arm of it, any government that comes in power owns NIDCOM. So she's doing what she has to do because she belongs to the government in power. And if she's an APC member, she remains an APC member. That will not change what NIDO does from the citizen part of it or the citizen arm of it. So we are Nigerians in diaspora, non-partisan, and as a body, apolitical. But yet, individual members can join whichever party they so feel like doing so.
Well, you give good answer, but somehow it sounds I don't know. It's funny to me that there's that structure. The government or that. Okay, let's go on again. Lady Malene, come again. What's your question? I see you smiling when he was talking.
I'm smiling because we are all talking positive towards NIDO. And we were told there's problems. For instance, I'm the founder and president of Igbo Women Ambassadors. Sometime a few years back in UK, we had a few Igbo women came together and did something that is not Igbo-like. That rubbed off almost to all Igbo women living in the UK. That takes me to my question. There's a lot of tumults within diaspora organizations that reflects to Nigerians abroad. How do you assess it? How do you assess the social, the reputational impact, and the crisis that is coming from NIDO? Don't you think it will rub off on other Nigerians here? How do you expect us, like right now? I'm sorry you said you do not want to. We don't have to mention names, but we're talking. I still do not know what problems NIDO has. I do not. We just said there's problems. Even if you don't want to call names, let's have an idea of what's going on in that if we're all part of that organization. Because what happened in the past that made somebody like me or Fiona or George to leave, it was major. Is it kind of the same thing going on and on? And what lesson, particularly regarding governance, transparency, and member engagement, would you teach the people that are following your footsteps, the people that you're trying to govern? My problem is not what you're doing in Nigeria. My problem is the image NIDO is giving us outside Nigeria. Please, can you just tell us, let us go through into that a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. One of the things I mentioned in the past was sometimes a simple search, due diligence, will tell you the rightful leadership of NIDO. When we approach the MDAs, ministries or departments, or anyone we approach, any stakeholder, we refer them to the company's house and say to them, verify, we are the authentic leaders of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization in Europe. And it's difficult to say this, but even in the National Assembly of Nigeria, even in these political parties we speak about, you always see people going to court. People go to court because we are human beings. We always have to disagree. So if there's no way we can stop an individual from declaring themselves the chairman of NIDO. If tomorrow you come up and say you want to be the chairman of NIDO and declare yourself the chairman of NIDO, what can we do? Do you want me to take my brother and my sister to court or penalize them? Sometimes the court will not even work because they say there's freedom of association. They decide to add an A to their own NIDO. Instead of calling NIDO UK South, for example, they call it NIDO UK chapter. And they register an organization that doesn't really represent NIDO, but something similar. and use it to parade themselves. So how do you stop those type of things? The only thing we are calling on them to do is, while you are doing that because you are eager to give back to Nigeria, do not denigrate that diaspora spirit. Do not denigrate that diaspora entity. Do your stuff, donate to Nigeria, do whatever you can do for homeland development, do it ethically. Remember, I continue to mention this because some people form these mushroom organizations in order to do things the funny way. So what happened in NIDO was we had an elections, and during the election process, people that were not qualified were automatically put on the ballot box. And majority of people said, no, you are not qualified. For you to be the chairman of NIDO Europe, it's just common sense. There's no, you don't have to go to school for this. You must have been an executive member or a chapter chair or a committee chair. You cannot just come from nowhere. You want to lead NIDO Europe. Remember, not the NIDO chapters, the NIDO Europe. So you cannot just come from nowhere and want to lead it. So someone just came up and found himself in the ballot box. And secondly, remember, NIDO Europe is made up of chapters. It's those chapters that nominate candidates to the center. It's like going to the United Nations. Nigeria nominates candidates to the United Nations. You cannot just come up tomorrow and say you're a member of the United Nations or you're nominating yourself to the United Nations. It's Nigeria that nominates. It's something like ministers. States nominate ministers to the federal government. So someone just came up. You're not nominated by your chapter. Your chapter has suspended you. You don't even belong to any chapter within NIDO Europe. And you say you are a candidate and want to become the chairman of NIDO Europe. Majority of who said no, it won't happen. So that's the major problem. I think I've explained that. But the point I make today is that it's not really relevant for me. You can declare whatever I want to declare. The masses, the genuine people, stakeholders know who the true leadership are. If you don't know, verify by speaking to the chapter chairs. We have a chapter chair within your Honorable Dr. Godwin. Speak to him. He will tell you who the rightful chapter chair is. Speak to other chapter chairs. Speak to other continental bodies, and they'll tell you who the rightful person is. So somebody dragging themselves and parading themselves as NIDO Europe chair makes no sense. They will not crucify them because they are our brothers and they're trying their best to give back to Nigeria. But let them do so ethically. And that's the point I asked.
Are you making, sorry to add to that, are you making efforts to bring, to me, I believe in unity. Are you making efforts to bring everybody together under one umbrella? Because it's not a good name for us. Seriously, as a diasporan, I cannot come out now and say there's 2-3 branches of NIDO or chapters of NIDO, especially here in the UK. So please, if there are efforts, if you have to do whatever you can to make sure everybody's under one umbrella, let's all speak in one voice. This thing Nigerians are doing today, you're this, tomorrow, there's three versions of Nigerians or 3 versions of Igbos or 3 versions of NIDO. We need to stop it, please. If there's a way, instead of telling them, okay, go and do the right thing, no. Tell them, and all of you should come back together and be under one umbrella. That's all I could advise on that.
Thank you for that advice. It's noted, and we are doing that. Remember, I said 24th of July, we all held hands together and we marched to the National Assembly. So I'm calling on them on this show, if they ever happen to listen to it. Let's work together. Come back home. You'll be welcomed, and together we'll make NIDO better and greater, and our image more polished. So I welcome them.
We cannot come back with you.
Yeah, I can't wait to have you back as a member. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway, I do have a question under the inclusivity and member engagement. How are you ensuring that all voices within the Nigerian diaspora community are heard, especially those who may feel marginalized or at odds with the current leadership? And it goes with what Molly was just saying too. How are you ensuring? Because you cannot make anybody to do what they don't want to do. And when there is a division within them and they feel marginalized, or maybe they feel like, your leadership is not including them, what are you doing? What steps are you taking to ensure that all arms and everybody, both the small and the big, are all included in your leadership and in your community of NIDO in UK South?
Oh, okay. I won't want to narrow it down to UK, but in Europe as a whole, I've just given you example of us trying to launch a diaspora anthem that brings us together one family. We are having every last Thursday of the month, we're having workshops. We call it the Nigerian Diaspora Monthly Series. It's a workshop that goes on every last Thursday of the month. What is that workshop about? We ask every Nigerian diaspora who has a project geared towards homeland development, whether you're a member of NIDO, you are someone that hates NIDO, you are someone that is still thinking about coming back, like some of us on this panel, come to that workshop, introduce that idea that you have. Let's all perfect your idea. Once we perfect the idea, we get some team behind you and deliver your project. So once you know that your project is in safe hands and that you can participate in one way or the other and join your brothers and sisters to give back to Nigeria, I think that's welcome development. And what we're doing is going to the public and opening up our welfare department so that we can all speak to every Nigerian. We have a project that we call like Nigerian Lives Matter. Nigerian Lives Matter is about any Nigerian that we hear that has issues or have problems. We start to maybe make a bit noise about it, tweet it, engage, ask questions, just to make that Nigerian feel that you have your brothers and sisters around you. So those are things we are making to engage to people that are not even within NIDO, so that they can all come back together and we can all join together. And one last thing I want to mention on this particular area is that we are now trying to have tiers of membership. So someone that doesn't like what NIDO does can still become part of Nigerian diaspora without being a member of NIDO in quotes. So we're trying to reach out to people in that way so that when we say Nigeria calls, whether you're a NIDO member or you hate NIDO and you are just an ordinary Nigerian diaspora, once we say Nigeria diaspora calls, we all put our hands together and do something for Nigeria.
Now, follow-up question real quickly. Okay. We know that politicians usually use tribal sentiments, to divide the nation. We have seen it happen so many times in politics. Do you have any idea whatsoever whether this is part of what you are going through right now, or is it just a neutral thing? Because I know here in Canada, most of the time when things happen in Nigeria, if it is involving a particular tribe, the way they deal with it might be different. For instance, when a young lady, somebody threatened some Edo people here and Yoruba people, and then all of a sudden, Abike Dabere got involved because of the way there was outcry, even all the way to the president of Nigeria. But the same thing happened to an Igbo person. It was almost like a laughable situation, and they say, "Oh, it's just a joke," and all that kind of stuff. So my question to you is such tribal sentiment part of what you are going through right now, or is it just, individualistic endeavors, or somebody who wants to come and hijack and make himself important when they are not?
My team has always been one diaspora, one Nigeria, and I've mentioned that several times. I don't actually see myself as an Igbo person. I see myself as a Nigerian because I'm in diaspora. If we go back to Nigeria, maybe I will tell you I'm an Igbo person, therefore we'll meet in Nigeria because I'm from Imo State. But once we're in diaspora, I first see myself as a Nigerian. Mm-hmm. So in diaspora, we don't see tribe. In diaspora, we see Nigerians. Mm-hmm. So whether you are from, wherever you are, so far as you're in diaspora, the first thing you see is the nation. And that nation is Nigeria. And that will say homeland development. When we go to Nigeria, we can talk about the states or the tribe or whatever one wants to do it, or the 6 geopolitical zones. But in diaspora, I re-emphasize it's about homeland development and it's about the country we come from. And that's why our diaspora anthem, our NIDO anthem, will make us feel that passionate and have that nostalgic feeling to say we are Nigerians and we celebrate our Nigerianness and also celebrate our host countries because we are one united Nigerian diaspora.
Thank you. Good answer.
Yes. Yeah, Fiona, let's have your second. Your last.
Yes, I think I met you when you were the UK South chairperson under my cousin, who was the NIDO Europe chairman at the time. I was surprised that you mentioned Sir Godwin when you talked about using him as a reference point, because I'm quite certain, just like some of the things we're asking you about now, I'm quite certain that there was also an issue in Russia with this same situation of who is leader. So I was surprised that you mentioned that. I presume that has all been resolved now. But really, from a diaspora point of view, I think that everything that you've said is all well and good, and it sounds fantastic. Anecdotally, the thing that Sir George just referred to about tribal sentiments being present, as much as I would love a situation where tribal sentiment isn't a problem when we're in the diaspora, it has also been part of our experiences that this has shown to be the case. So I don't think saying that it doesn't exist. I mean, for you, maybe for you, it doesn't exist, but it's something that has existed, and it has existed within NIDO. And what are the steps that are taken towards that actual integration? Because we're saying it doesn't exist, but it actually does exist. How do we get that integration? Is it about education? Is it about enlightenment? Is it talking more? Is it more workshop? What is it that we can do so that we have that more united front, so that when it comes to power, when it comes to politics, we can make ourselves relevant quicker rather than these internal wranglings?
When we say something exists or doesn't exist, for me, I look at it as a percentage-wise. If one error or someone made or something out of ordinary happened, we cannot use it to generalize what happens in diaspora. And that's why I say it's not really an issue, because one person made one single mistake. But for us, what we try to do is that we also recognize that there's the Constitution of Nigeria talks about federal character. So when the way we look at that is, sometimes when we do our zoning, our meetings, we make sure we get somebody. For NIDO Europe, for example, we ensure that we have the chairman from UK, for example. I'm the chairman, I'm from UK. We now ensure that other executive members will come from different parts of Europe. That's to include them. That's the inclusion we do. So likewise, if we see that all the members of the Central Executive Committee are all men, we'll go out of our way to make sure that we lobby for a woman to join the Central Executive Committee. Similarly, if we see every committee that we are doing, they're trying to go to give back to Nigeria, they all come from one zone in Nigeria, we'll go out of our way to encourage and promote people from the other zones to come on board, because we cannot go to Nigeria to intervene or to give back to Nigeria, and everybody in that committee going back are from one zone. It won't tell a good story. And because we might not know what's happening in the other zones, but because we have these ambassadors representing different zones, it will make it more inclusive. And that's why I say we don't see it as I belong to this part or this part. I might represent a Northwest zone when we are going back to Nigeria. I'm not from the Northwest zone in Nigeria, I'm from the Southeast, but I might represent the Northwest zone. What it means for me is that I'm going to study the Northwest zone, I'm going to engage with the governors of the Northwest zone, I'm going to engage with the diaspora focal point people, then I make sure we get it right, and then we go to Nigeria to intervene in the Northwest zone. So that's the way we look at it, and we'll try to bring everybody together so that no zone is left behind and no Nigeria is left behind from diaspora interventions.
Okay, because there have been rumors, or I don't know the right term to use for it, but that has been said in the past that a certain tribe are taking over the ex-governor. We've heard it over the years. So what you're saying is, in terms of equity, this sounds like a very good plan, and I hope that NIDO will continue to do that going forward. Thank you, Sir Ubochi.
Okay, so just to add to that is because majority of those in diaspora may come from the southern part of Nigeria. So automatically you expect them to form majority of members of NIDO and form majority of people in the leadership of NIDO. But that doesn't mean the other geopolitical zones are left behind. We also plan and intervene in those zones. So that's the reason why it appears as if the majority of leaders are from the south.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Nice. Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi, we must say that you come across as a very articulated person. You know what you're doing. We hope your tenure as the chairman of NIDO Europe and the coordinating chairman of NIDO Worldwide will really flourish. When we have this confusion in our organizations in the diaspora, yes, we need people like you to come bring a change, and that's what it seems like you're doing. So let's go out now. Viewers, this is it. We've been here talking with Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi, Chairman NIDO Europe, and also Coordinating Chairman NIDO Worldwide. Viewers, if you have your questions and you were just glued to watching, you forgot to write the question, you could still do that through our WhatsApp line or through the comment section in each of these pages. We hope to come again. Yeah, you want to do something? Okay, go ahead.
So, Sir Ubochi, if somebody has been watching this and they kind of see your vision and believe in your vision, when if they wanted to join, what do they do? People in what website are they looking for? What information do they need in order to join NIDO?
Thank you. I think that's a very essential question because it would be unfair to leave viewers not knowing where to go. NIDO operates in chapter levels. NIDO Europe have no membership, in quotes. Every member comes through the chapter. So if you're in the UK, search for Nigerians in Diaspora Organization UK South or UK North. In UK, there are 2 chapters because of the large population of Nigerians in the UK. If you're in France, Nigerians in Diaspora France, Nigerians in Diaspora Switzerland, Nigerians in Diaspora any country you are in. And similarly in America, in Africa, just search the name Nigerians in Diaspora and add the country's name, and you see the list of their website. Alternatively, email me, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization in Europe. So it's chair as CHAIR at NIDO-Europe.
Yes. Let's have that again. Let's have that again so we can put on the screen. Let's have that email again.
It's chair at NIDO-Europe.
I also know that it's not free, that you pay to join.
No, first of all, as I said, the nido-europe.org. Yeah, .org. And you can also link me up on Twitter if you permit me to give my Twitter handle.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no remove it. That's not complete. There's no org in that one.
Yes, there's no org in that one. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, ORG,
let's take it off and bring it the way you said it. Okay. So what we could do is you could just write all of those handles and let's have them.
You can search me on Twitter. I'm verified on Twitter. I will be able to engage with you and direct you. Just ask the questions. I will be able to direct you to the right source. So it's at Sir Ubochi, and it's at the sign at Sir Ubochi. It's on Twitter. I'll be able to engage.
You were trying to tell us something about free membership and pay.
Okay, sorry, thank you. Remember I mentioned that when I was asked the question, I think it was by Sir George, I said we are trying to have tier membership where every Nigerian can join the lower tier so that no matter who you are, free membership, just join and become part of the Nigerian Global Diaspora Network. So when we say Nigeria calls, you'll be able to answer that call. But NIDO members might not become the second tier members. And with time, and as we get along, and as you begin to enjoy what Nigerians in diaspora are doing and the network, then you can decide to pay and become a member of NIDO. We are trying to build that platform, and I wish every Nigerian should join it and become part of that global Nigerian diaspora.
Anyway, listen, I want to thank you so very much.
Yes.
We discuss issues, troubles come all over the place, and they always, it doesn't matter whether it's in your own personal family, between you and your wife, your siblings, or whatever the case might be. But one thing that we can actually help you out with. We see the solution that you have. You're very positive. You're not negative. You don't want to malign anybody. But I think that, for you to solve this particular issue so that the name NIDO will not go down again like it's in Canada, is to facilitate an open dialogue between all factions. That's number one. Number two is address grievances transparently. Because one thing, if you hide something, situations like this that are happening, you might say, I don't want to, air our dirty laundry out there. But within you, make sure that those grievances are transparent when you are addressing them. Develop a mutual agreed code of conduct and shared goals with everybody, and create a roadmap for joint projects like what you are doing right now that benefits all members, shifting focus from personal or political differences to tangible community impact. That's what I think. We did it here in Canada, but it went to court. I'm hopefully, by God's grace, you'll be able to eliminate some of these intangibles that are causing problems among you. So, that's my little take in what you can do in
Thank
order
you.
to resolve this conflict. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's go. We've been here talking with Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi. We hope to have you next time as you continue in your tenure and engage more. George, one of the solutions also is engaging more. We need to learn the power, the efficacy in working out more, relating to the people, putting out our ideas, and instead of just keeping it to ourselves and letting things fly and people creating all these fake news and stories and confusion all around. So do more engagement, Chairman, do more. And SSM is here, Prime View is there to help you put out all your engagement stories. Thank you. So till we come again, viewers, this has been one-on-one with our wonderful brother, friend, Chairman Sir Barrister Chibuzo Ubochi. So till we come again, good people, God bless you. Have a beautiful new week. Bye-bye.
Beautiful.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.